The NFL Today on CBS Sports is presented by Ram Trucks, built to serve.
And welcome back to the NFL Today. And now Amazon takes you to the sights and sounds of the game between the Broncos and the Panthers. So let's get you out to Charlotte with our announcers, Andrew Catalan, James Lofton, and Sherry Burris.
JB, thank you. On a mild December day in Charlotte, we've got a rematch of Super Bowl 50 as Denver takes on Carolina. And hi, everyone. Welcome to the broadcast booth, along with the Hall of Famer James Lofton. I'm Andrew Catalan. We'll hear from Sherry Burris coming up. Both quarterbacks in this game trying to establish themselves as the long-term solution for their respective teams. Let's start with Carolina. How would you evaluate Teddy Bridgewater this year?
You got to remember, Teddy Bridgewater is one of the most accurate quarterbacks in the National Football League this year. 72% completion. That is really, really impressive, especially when you're tackling a new offense. And the thing that I love about Teddy Bridgewater coming back from that horrific injury when he was with the Minnesota Vikings is he is still young. He's 28 years old. We forget that. Great arm, and he also has legs. He's already had 3 rushing touchdowns so far this season.
He will not have receiver DJ Moore today. He's on the reserve COVID list. So Robbie Anderson and Curtis Samuel figure to see plenty of targets.
You know, and they're going to see those targets, Andrew, like you mentioned at the top. A 70-degree day. You give me a 70-degree day in December when I was playing, I'd have gone for 200 yards easily.
Didn't get many of those in Buffalo or Green Bay. Shaq Thompson and Derek Brown missed practice time this week on the reserve COVID list. They are both active today. One man who's been very active on the Carolina defense this year, the rookie, Jeremy Chin.
We have all seen the splash plays. We've seen the interception. We saw the 2 fumble recovery returns for a touchdown against the Minnesota Vikings. But what you see when you really watch the Carolina Panthers defense, this young man jumps out at you. When he hits somebody, Andrew, they stay hit and they go down.
For Denver, quarterback Drew Lock has more interceptions than touchdown passes this year. How does he balance his aggressive nature with limiting the turnovers?
It really is hard to be aggressive and to take care of the football, but that's exactly what Drew Lock has to learn to do, because I think as you watch this team play, they're putting talent around him. Drew Lock has to be a better decision maker. He's a good dancer, though.
The big pregame news for Denver, left tackle Garrett Bowles is out today because of an illness, so Calvin Anderson is expected to get the start.
And when you thought you had all the problems sewed up, here comes another one. But they've run the ball well the last couple of weeks. Mike Munchak, their Hall of Fame offensive line coach, will find a way to get this line to perform.
The Broncos have the second-best red zone defense in the NFL. Kansas City was 0 for 4 last week.
And when you talk about building momentum during the course of a game, you love what they did last week. You want it to carry over into the next week, and Denver will be excited to see if they can perform as well as they did last week.
Time now for Do Project Smarter. It's presented by the Home Depot.
Well, when you go down that running back aisle at the Home Depot, you can get any type of running back you want. You get an inside power back like Mike Davis. He's never met a defender that he's not afraid to try and run over. But how about running around somebody and running real past them? Melvin Flash Gordon, last week a 65-yard run against the Kansas City Chiefs. He was at his best. But for the Denver Broncos, the key to this ballgame is to hold on to the football. Takeaway giveaways, minus 17, worse than the NFL. Carolina, let's take some risks. You can get some big rewards when you throw deep.
No Christian McCaffrey today. We'll have more on him coming up. Just the 6th regular season meeting between these two teams. Denver and Carolina coming up next. It's week 14 of the NFL on CBS. Moments away from kickoff between Matt Rule's Panthers and Vic Fangio's Broncos. It's week 14 of the NFL on CBS. Kickoff is coming up.